Okay guys, today we're going to be checking out a brand new Fragrance World clone release. Fragrance World, they're on top of it. You know, there are a few clone brands right now that are taking over. It's them. Lattafa's been doing really good. Armaf, kind of out of nowhere, has been making a comeback. They've been kind of ramping up their release schedule a little bit here. Maybe they saw the influx of all of the other clone brands coming in and putting out a bunch of really good stuff, so they wanted to get back in and maintain their relevancy as being a top clone brand, which they are really good, and a few others as well that are notable that have been putting out a lot of good stuff. Some clones don't make a whole lot of sense, some of them, in terms of what they're cloning is affordable and still available. You know, if there's a $40 designer out there that's in production you can get anywhere, and they clone that, which I think has happened here or there, maybe a $50 designer or something like that, might not make a ton of sense. But sometimes they get really, really smart and they go back and they clone things that have been discontinued for a while or are just super expensive and there aren't any clones of it yet, or things that are recently discontinued and at one point caught a lot of hype, but then it went away quickly. And that's what we have here today. This is the new Fragrance World Feroce Pour Homme Eau de Parfum, okay? And this bottle color might tip you off a little bit, maybe. I have to give credit where credit's due. It's pretty close, and they're pretty on top of things. And yes, it is true, guys. It is a Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Forever clone, and I'll tell you, this helps me sleep at night. You guys know I absolutely love Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Forever. I think it is the saving grace of the light blue line. I think they were at a consistent decline starting after the release of Light Blue Eau Intense. From there, everything just sucked, essentially. Hate to say it, but it kind of did. They brought that one out. It did great. They brought out Italian Love. Also did great. Love that one too. Both of them are gone now, just like that. So this one popped up. Fragrance By sent me an email and they said, hey, whole bunch of new stuff coming in. This is one of them. And I said, please send it on. I would love to try it. And here we are. So yeah, they did send it out. I've spent some time wearing it. I didn't really want to do a first impressions because I wanted to lump everything together and get you performance data as well, which we'll do towards the end. So I've been testing it. I've had some time to wear it, and we're going to cover it today. So what is this one all about, and is it accurate? And I'll answer both of those things, starting off with the latter there. Yes, it is very accurate. That opening, just about spot on. If I were to smell them blind, I think I could still nail it. I think I could still kind of see the difference between the two and pick them apart, but it would be a bit challenging. So what does it smell like? If you're unfamiliar with Light Blue Forever, essentially it is a grapefruit beast. And this is where it gets murky because a lot of people, the grapefruit was too strong, it was too realistic, and didn't really go over well, and so it was a pretty short lifespan for Light Blue Forever. But for people who are actually looking for a unique designer, for people who, you know, just wanted something that was a change of pace up against all of the other blue scents and sweet scents, it was something really unique. I mean, it is a very, very strong, sour, punchy grapefruit off the opening. It turns heads and it just gets your attention right away. And so, you know, that kind of writes it on the wall. If you're not a citrus fan, and especially if you're not a grapefruit fan, you're not going to want to come anywhere near this stuff. So what else do you get? As you start to move into the mid and the dry down, you kind of noticed a watery feel. Now remember, we're talking about a light blue flanker. So light blue is kind of based around fresh, aquatic, marine, easygoing style scent. And so instead of having sea notes in there or marine notes or watery notes, they're using kind of a mixture of violet leaf and ozonic notes. So violet leaf oftentimes can come across being a little bit watery. Just the way it smells, it's very distinct, and a lot of you know what it smells like, and it's just like every time it's used, you can pick up on it and it stands out. It's a very unique kind of fresh, watery smell, essentially. So you get some of that, and then you get the ozonic notes, which is giving it kind of a light, airy, fresh smell. And to me, it kind of gives off this almost like salty air smell. Like you're down by the beach, down by the ocean, the wind is blowing the smell of the salty water up off, and you can just smell it. It's kind of what that one has going on. Now, in something like Light Blue Italian Love, you get some bergamot to supplement that grapefruit. And that one actually can be a little bit more palatable for people who are maybe, you know, a bit taken aback by the opening of Forever. You know, it just kind of has a bit more balance going on. So let's take a look at the note breakdown of Fragrance World Feroce. Now we've got grapefruit and lemon up top. We have pink pepper in the mid, amber and woody notes in the base. Now, you know, they're missing a few things, but at the end of the day, I don't put a ton of weight on these note breakdowns anyway, because it doesn't really matter. If it smells like what it's intended to smell like, who cares? But it's relatively accurate. The grapefruit, I'm getting a ton of it. The lemon, not so much. And again, there's no bergamot here, so it's not really a light blue Italian Love clone. And you'll also notice, yeah, there's no ozonic notes, violet leaf, things like that. But there is a textured smell, like you're still picking up on it. And the pink pepper, I can definitely get that as well. And as you work your way further into the dry down, it really remains the same. You still pick up on that sour citrus. You still get the watery kind of feeling, and some of the woody notes and amberwood and things like that starts to come through as well. So it maintains a pretty consistent and linear smell. Like, it doesn't change drastically from opening to dry down, which can happen sometimes, and that kind of throws people off. So Light Blue Forever and this has just maintained a pretty consistent, you know, smell. Kind of what you see in the opening is essentially what you're going to get hours later, minus it not being quite as punchy, you know, given the top notes have worn off and it's settled down. Eau de Parfum, which is great to see because Light Blue Forever is also an Eau de Parfum, and that was kind of a unique little twist, a nice little surprise within the Light Blue line. They're all Eau de Toilettes up to that point, and now they're back to Eau de Toilettes with summer vibes. So how's the performance? Well, the performance is actually really, really solid. Not necessarily a beast mode 12-hour performer, because I know that's what everybody wants these days, and sure enough, understandably so. Not to that level, but it's a really respectable 7 to 8 hour scent, and it's about on par with what Forever is as well. So I really have no complaints there, especially being that this is one that is affordable. It's a little bit under $40, and it's also one that you can purchase right now. Again, Forever, very rare, very, you know, rarely will it come in stock. Italian Love, kind of the same deal. Quality is phenomenal. Again, that opening is spot on, and the opening is what would make or break this, in my opinion, because the opening is an integral part of Light Blue Forever. Like, it's one of the main things that really gets your attention among a lot of the other aspects of the scent. So if they didn't nail the opening on this, it wouldn't be what it is. And the fact that they were able to do that, to me, is pretty incredible. This was also perfect timing for summer, you know, for people who never had a chance to get Light Blue Forever or Light Blue Italian Love. You can get this DNA into your collection right now, again, for around $40. It's a brand new clone. It'll probably creep down a little bit more as time goes on, and I would imagine once word starts to catch on about this one, people realize that it's actually a really good release and not something that isn't all that accurate, it might be getting to the point where it might get hard to find. My mailing list found out about this one first. I've been testing it for a while, but I got it in, and once they got it in, I was able to notify my email and texting list subscribers, so you guys had first dibs. Make sure you jump on those lists down below if you want to be the first to know about new clones, new releases hitting discounters, and rare stuff popping up as well. But that's where I'm going to leave it. A fantastic and warm welcomed Light Blue Forever clone. I love it. I'm glad that we have it. It gives a lot of people a great opportunity to get their nose on this scent just in time for summer. This is the time to wear this one, guys. Go pick up a bottle right now. You are going to be set for a fantastic summer. Make a lot of great memories with this smell. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.